This is exactly right.
By now, you've probably heard of Reef. They've been making iconic sandals forever.
But what you might not know is that they also make ridiculously comfortable everyday shoes.
The Neptune is a lightweight, everyday slip-on shoe with a crushed back heel, so you can wear it traditionally or step on the heel and wear it like a slide.
Lightweight, breathable, and easy to wear, the Neptune is the everyday shoe your feet have been waiting for.
I feel like so often you have to sacrifice cuteness for comfort, which is so annoying because I want both all the time. Everything has to be cute, but also I'm old and I want comfortable shoes. So I feel like the Neptunes are the perfect answer to that.
Yeah, I love how cushy they are. They're like, they go with everything. They're really cute, but your feet are like on little clouds.
Check out the Neptune on reef.com and redeem 15% off your first purchase.
Goodbye.
If you're thinking about your bra all day, you're probably wearing the wrong bra.
Your bra should clock in, do its job, and clock out.
That's where Honeylove comes in.
Honeylove is an independent, female-founded brand with products designed by women who actually wear them.
Honeylove recently launched their new crossover contour bra, which features their best-selling wireless crossover bra design, plus built-in molded light foam pads for extra support and a beautifully contoured shape.
And Honeylove is now offering a crossover triple bra bundle. You can get huge savings by buying 3 at once.
But Honeylove doesn't just make bras and shapewear. They built a full line of tanks, bodysuits, and underwear with supportive structure, smoothing fabrics, and premium finishes.
Treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market.
Use our exclusive link to save 20% off Honeylove at honeylove.com/MFM.
That's honeylove.com/MFM.
After you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you.
Experience the new standard in comfort and support with Honeylove.
Goodbye. The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Starring Emmy Rossum as Alice Black, Furious follows a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, played by Lola Pettigrew, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
While Alice upholds justice, Catherine kills for it, terrorizing the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
With secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye.
Welcome back to Rewind with Karen and Georgia.
This is our series where we re-listen to the best moments from old episodes and share our feelings about them and discuss everything that's so different now.
And also, we have case updates on the cases that need to be updated. We talk about what was going on behind the scenes. It's just a real pull back the old curtain.
Yeah.
And see what's going on back there.
Because we don't fucking remember.
I mean, it has been a real jolt to the memory, some of the stuff that's coming up on these pages.
Yeah, we're getting into it now. And this project itself was nerve-wracking to get off the ground, but you guys have been so positive about your feedback and your reviews wherever you get your podcasts. So we're going to just keep doing them until we can't handle it anymore.
Yes, we're so excited that you like it. We appreciate you being here for truly what is some of the most intense navel gazing of all time. It's like, let's talk about us talking and then comment on that talking. And hopefully in 5 years, we can do a spinoff of this podcast.
Talking about our talking.
Talking about it.
So today we're rewinding to episode 7, which first aired on Friday, March 11th, 2016.
So it's time for everybody to be a day one listener right now. Grab your sister-in-law, grab your mail carrier, and of course, all those single cat ladies.
We love you.
Get up here, please. You've given us a career.
All right, so should we get into it?
Let's do it.
So let's get into episode 7 of My Favorite Murder. It came out again on March 11th, 2016.
Where were you?
Where were we? Here we are.
Here we are.
You guys, hi, we're back.
Hey, we're back from a week-long hiatus.
And now we're here to deliver your favorite.
To give you nightmares and anxiety.
Your favorite, my favorite murder.
Everyone's favorite, my favorite
Murder.
I didn't get that, sorry.
We should have rehearsed that.
We should have. That's Karen.
And that's Georgia. And yes, we've been on a slight hiatus.
Yeah, we had life things happen to us.
Very large life things.
Not murder, thank God.
No. But nice things.
Yeah,
Georgia got married in a beautiful ceremony on the coast.
Thank you. Karen's mom died.
She died after a long illness.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was actually really lovely.
Yeah.
It was for me, it was a big, about 2-week period though.
Of stress.
Yeah, or just like big feelings.
Of waiting between her passing and having to do the memorial.
Yeah.
Which is rare, right?
Yeah. I think my dad was waiting. He put a little time in there so that people could come and plan it out and make sure they were there. And then it turned out to be a brilliant idea because there was tons of people.
Aww.
It was really lovely.
That's great. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it was nice. When I drove back home, the front end of my car fell off.
What?
Didn't I tell you that?
No.
I drove 6 hours back from San Francisco, took the Riverside exit, came to a stop, and the front bumper, like everything under the lights and down, just went into the street.
Oh, shit.
And this is my favorite part. I had to pick it up and stick it into my car, which is very small. And there was a guy in the car next to me. He's like, "You need my help?" And I was like, "Yes." And so he helped me put it in the car.
Aww.
And as he came around the side to help me, he looked at all the other cars around us and goes, "You can help people, you know," and started yelling at everybody else for not helping me.
Oh, I love him.
Which was beautiful. And how I think many of us feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah. There's this like, do I help? Or is that weird if I help?
Right. And can I be of help? Like if it was me, I'd be like, can I even lift that thing or whatever?
Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to park in front of your car with my lights on? So if they hit me, they won't hit you who's out of her car.
Should I use myself as a human shield?
Exactly.
To make sure no more damage comes to your car?
Exactly. Or do you want me to play some really good music so you can like do this with...
Get it done quicker?
Yeah.
And how do you feel after your big weekend?
I feel great. The wedding, the whole fucking weekend was like, I'm going to cry if I start talking about it. It was like perfect and wonderful and like this outpouring of love. And Vince said this really sweet thing of like, you know, when you go to weddings and you can tell a wedding, people believe that you're a good couple when they have a really good time at your wedding.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you don't want to fucking dance to like Boogie on Down when you're like, well, I'm pretty sure he's going to die of a heroin overdose or cheat on her.
Yes.
Or she's like, I know she's fucked or, you know.
No, everybody had like hearts in their own eyes about your guys' marriage.
It was nice.
And everybody cried at the ceremony because you started having a little bit of a cry voice, but like you were trying to cover it.
I was.
So your voice just kept getting higher and higher and higher. It was my favorite. You were like, "Hi, Georgia." Like, really? It was so cute.
There was this moment that when I first got up there, like I just had immediately started crying, but I didn't want tears because I didn't want my makeup to get ruined. So it just came out of my nose instead. And I gestured towards Vince's pocket square.
Yeah.
And he like thought he fixed it because he thought I was like in the middle of our ceremony going like, "Fix your pocket square." And I was mortified. I was like, "No, can I have that?" And he gave it to me and I just snotted all over his pocket square. But what kind of a human being would I be if I was like, "Fix your pocket square"?
I think he was just like, whatever you need.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing what you need. That was a really hilarious moment though, because I didn't see the fix it.
Okay, good.
Or any of that. I literally saw you point toward it and then him flick out like a magician, a big, huge red handkerchief. It was very, very cute.
Okay, good.
And that's what I'm all about these days. Real feelings, real time, real feelings.
Here they are. They're just out there and you can grab them and...
Well, and it's like, of course you're crying. Of course, it's like, these are the peak experiences of all of our lives.
Are the days to hold on to. Because they will not last forever.
No.
Right?
Do they want to?
Something because they want to.
I'm doing Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Which one are you doing?
I think I'm doing that too. These are the days to hold on to. That one.
These are
This has been My Favorite Murder.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's all it was. People are like, I got nothing that I came here for.
No, we mean we're murdering it at life.
Yeah.
Not murders.
We're murdering emotions.
Before we talk about our favorite murders, I want to ask you, and I haven't watched this week, but did you watch this People versus O.J. Simpson last week?
Oh, yeah.
How did you feel about Dominic Dunn's character?
Okay, wait. Are you talking about last week or I just watched one last night?
No, I didn't watch that one yet.
Okay.
The one where he first makes an appearance and everyone knows who he is. He's like a famous crime journalist.
I felt good about his character. Like, I felt like it was accurate to who Dominic Dunn was.
And it was amazing. But he was like, he reminded me, his character is so outlandish and insane as a human being he is.
Yeah.
That it reminded me of, like In Cold Blood, what's his name?
Truman Capote.
Truman Capote's character. You know, it's just so outlandish. And it's really not necessary in the show.
Right.
But I loved it.
Well, but he is, I mean, I bet you part of the reason he's there is because he wrote so much on that trial in the real time.
Yes.
And kind of contributed to probably what they're researching. Like, they might be reading some of his stuff.
No, you're totally right.
Is he still alive, Dominic Dunn?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Possible. And of course, we all know his daughter, Dominique Dunn, got shot by a rabid fan of hers, stalker.
Yeah, a stalker.
Pretty amazing.
I mean, he's kind of one of the original, and he had a great Power, Privilege, and Justice.
Oh, that was
such a good show.
Really good show. I bet you can find it online.
Yeah. And but he's not a good narrator because he talks too slow.
Right.
And he has a lot of gravitas that he adds on that he doesn't need.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you already have tiny glasses. We know that you know what you're talking about.
Well, what's so great about The People versus O.J. Simpson is there's so many moments in it, including his gravitas and his, cadence that you have to... We've stopped so many times during the show to be like, did that really happen? And look it up, and it fucking really happened.
Do you mean like the Faye Resnick thing?
Yes, that was amazing. A fucking Brentwood hello.
A Brentwood hello? Is that even... There's no way that was a thing they did.
I bet it was.
Are you serious?
Yes. I bet it was in the book.
Right.
I bet someone researched the book.
No, for sure. But I mean, do you think her book was totally true?
Oh, I see what you're saying. But then
she seemed like a boozy fool.
No, I don't think it was true.
I mean, like, it just seemed like she was talking.
Yeah, she's like, we did coke all the time.
We were crazy. Which is like, sure, probably. But to act like you did that every morning in random homes.
Right. And that was like the lifestyle, and not like they had children that they had to raise and take to school and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that part, I actually did look up what Faye Resnick's role was because I didn't remember her from when it happened in real life. And all that stuff was true.
Oh my God. Someone posted on our Facebook group, their photo of their copy of that book that they've had. Like, it's like an original copy or something. It's like, this is a good group of people.
Man, if I get murdered terribly,
I will.
You can spill it. You know what? You have my official digital permission to just say whatever you think would work best and make you the most money.
What do you think the Burbank goodbye is? Something really gross.
That'd be like slightly dinging the side of your minivan out of a Trader Joe's parking lot. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. So today our theme is unsolved murders.
Yes. It's an easy one because
we've been busy. And I think, didn't I make it up while we were standing in the parking lot at the end of your wedding?
Yes, you were like, you know what? Let's just...
Here's a nice open one that we'll have lots of choices for.
Yeah, but I feel like throughout, like, as we go on, they'll be easier, and then they're going to get harder and harder.
Do you think they're going to get easier, then get harder, and then get easier again?
Yeah, like, I think there'll be a point where we're just getting too specific. We need to get, you know what I mean? Where we like try to make it easier on ourselves.
Yes.
Over, like, sandwiches.
We're gonna work all the way down to 2 shots to the back of the head at midnight, and then we'll be like, okay.
Murders that happened in 1936, in January of 1936.
The Pantaloon murders.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Do you?
Whatever you think. I have a theory. We were just talking about this. George and I both think that there's a chance we may have picked the same unsolved murder.
Yeah, let me tell you what my original one was going to be. But I ended up changing because I was like, because first of all, it's like near your hometown.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way you didn't know it. And then I looked it up and it was like, I had liked it because there was like, it was just so random, but that meant there really wasn't that much interesting stuff about it.
Right.
And then also, it also meant that I also looked it up and it was like, this is who probably did it. And so it was like not that.
It seemed kind of an obvious answer.
Exactly. So it was the 2000, mine was going to be the Jenner, California double murder in 2004, where those kids were camping out on a beach and just got shot with a fucking rare, weird gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Because it didn't just happen there. It also happened in San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hadn't realized that had happened. I hadn't realized that they had a couple obvious suspects. And so I was going to do that.
I like that one though, because, and also weren't they like, when I like the story when you're reading it and it's like, these were 2 children from a Christian camp.
Oh,
They were like as squeaky clean as you could possibly be.
Yeah, they were.
And out in the middle, Jenner is like a big grassy open field of nothing. The idea that you would get murdered in Jenner is like someone was going way out of their way.
Right. Or knew the area so well.
Right.
And was, the first thing that came to my mind was that they pissed someone off earlier the day.
Yeah.
They maybe road rage and they saw their fucking car parked out there in the middle of the night. You know, something's really simple.
Yeah. There's also that rando serial killer that just traveled all across the whole United States. I think his first name was Israel.
Holy shit.
You know that guy?
No.
And he looks like a guy that would work at REI. When I saw his picture, I got super freaked out.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been in an REI.
REI is like you know, like Patagonia. It's a North Face.
Who works? I don't know who looks.
Oh, just like a dude who would have like medium length, sandy blonde, curly hair.
Necklace.
Yes, a rope necklace.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this guy looked like. And he was randomly killing people all across the country, everywhere he went. And then when they caught him, he committed suicide. So no one knows if like what he
It's just so interesting that the gun was from like 1896.
Oh, is that right?
It was like a shotgun from 1896. That's probably wrong. But
like a really old vintage.
Yeah, you shouldn't kill someone with a gun so rare. Everyone take note. If you're going to kill someone, make it a really obvious gun. Or not obvious gun.
Yeah, because the antique gun's obvious, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he like loading a musket on the beach?
Yeah, they were saying it was one of those fucking guns.
No.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That would mean that there's a delay between killing one and killing the other.
Yeah, and he must have been a good shot if it was at night.
Oy, yoy.
And he grabbed the shell casings too, so there's no shell casings left, which means he must have known where they went, because if he was in the sand, maybe he grabbed them out of the air or had like a...
Or he had a metal detector.
Do we both have colds?
Does my voice sound so much more froggy than now?
Did you used to be a frog and you've grown out of it through money and success? You've been able to get it removed?
Oh my God.
I don't... Look.
It's just different.
It's different.
We're not supposed to be listening.
It's really gross. It's this like... There's a... This is really gross of me, but there's an element to this of like squatting over a mirror where it's just like, what are you doing? Don't look in there.
It goes against nature for us to listen to a podcast that we did from 2016. It goes against nature and
also,
God.
We were just like, I think there's an anxiety piece around it because we had no fucking idea what was coming. And we were just like, isn't this funny, you and me talking? Like,
it wasn't there. I don't remember exactly when, but I think it was like the summer that things started to kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're now in spring, a nice early spring.
Yeah. And we don't think anything of it.
Also, we don't think anything of recording with light colds. And how many times did I hit the microphone in one short clip?
How much whiskey had you had before you came over is a good question.
Hey, look, you got a pregame when I'm coming over. That's the vibe.
Okay, so in this 7th episode called 7 Murders in Heaven, love that one.
Yeah.
We're back from a week-long hiatus for 2 reasons. I get married, which is fucking wild.
You remember?
I remember my wedding.
Remember the Madonna Inn?
The Madonna Inn.
It was a great wedding.
I am so happy. Such good memories there.
And you're now 8.5 years into that marriage.
Yeah.
How's it going?
So far, so good. I haven't decided yet.
What sweatpants are you wearing right now? Fuck you, I'm married.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, I'm divorced.
No. I'm hardcore married.
Yeah.
It's fun, it turns out.
Are you a trad wife? Is that what is this how we learn it?
Can you imagine?
Is that what hardcore married,
hardcore trad wife married? I washed my bangs in the sink before I came to the office. So no, I am definitely not a trad wife.
Okay, good to know.
Vince makes dinner most of the time. Like, no.
Ooh, that's very much against the rules.
It is. Yeah, it's crazy. And then also, and this is another thing that was going on at the time, and I feel like when I think about it, you and I didn't know each other that well or for that long, really.
No,
barely.
at all.
So the other thing that happened was your mom passed away, and I don't think I didn't like talk about it with you, and I didn't like ask. I didn't know how much you wanted to share on the podcast. You know, I didn't know what I should say exactly, so it was just kind of breezed over, and I've always regretted that.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
And overlapping with my wedding, that's like kind of
seriously. It's first of all, it's the kind of thing that like I think something like that where someone's been ill for a long time and it's very kind of like oppressive and life-changing. You don't know what to say.
Right.
That is one of the hardest kind of things to navigate. Meanwhile, we're like riffing.
Yeah.
So when were you supposed to, were you supposed to kick off the podcast with the condolences?
Right.
Or were you supposed to break in? Like, I get that completely. Also, I think people who have loved ones who get Alzheimer's and suffer through it, it is such a long, terrible, arduous nightmare.
Yeah.
There's a part of it that's you have a lot of guilt at the end because you're so relieved.
Which seems so unfair.
It's just, well, the whole fucking thing's unfair.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just keeps coming. So like at that point, I guess I'm just trying to say this to you to comfort you in this way. At that point, anybody that's gone through it for any meaningful length of time, no one gives a shit about, no one's counting up, did you say sorry to me?
Right.
It just is so far past the point of manners, really.
Yeah. And like grief, it's like not how the rules go for grief either. So it's just I'm confusing for you, of course, and confusing for everyone wanting to support you and like what's the best way to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that we've actually talked about this because I had the same thing happen in the beginning of this podcast when I made this weird senior decision. I won't say victims' names. That will be like the most respectful. And it is absolutely kind of a self-serving logic, or it's like this logic of like, I'll just not do anything and that's the solution, which is very common and very understandable. And I think it's like, in general, if somebody dies, just say anything. It's just like, I know you are going through something and I know anything I say isn't going to fucking solve it. Like, I think I definitely do that where I'm like, I need to say the perfect thing.
right.
And
Or
you don't.
how am I the perfect friend here?
No way.
It's just it's messier than that.
Imagine if you could friend me out of dead mom grief. That would have been miraculous.
Who do I think I am if I were trying to do that? Listen, you make a tuna noodle casserole, you fucking bring that shit over.
Slap someone on the back 2 times and give them a shot of vodka and you're done.
Done. They've grieved.
Solved.
Well, but I do love that Pat has become a person in the podcast in our lives here. She's talked about her incredible nursing career is talked about because there's so much to mine from that.
Yes.
And just her personality and stuff. So that's really nice.
And we've talked about like both the advantage we both have of having therapy normalized so early that shame isn't even, it's like we understand that people really felt a lot of shame about therapy. Yeah. Especially 8.5 years ago. But the gift of never having to feel that way tricked us into talking about a thing that people were like, why aren't you embarrassed? And it's like, because we just aren't.
It's like, oh, you're being so vulnerable. It's like, no, I just fucking talk about this at like this is chit chat for me.
I will talk about this at a bus stop. It's connected to the other trauma from the other parts of my childhood.
Right. Oversharing.
It all goes together. But that's a really lovely thought. Thank you for saying that. Because I still have, someone made me make Pat proud in this beautiful calligraphy that I have on my kitchen counter.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think that our listeners, many of them have been through it. Many of them have talked to me about it.
Yeah.
Like it is such a kind of a bonding experience. It's just kind of a lovely thing to have that you wouldn't think would be lovely.
Right.
And
I've seen it when we do live shows and we do the meet and greet after, and there's at least 1 or 2 amazing women who are saying, my mom went through this too, and there's just like immediate understanding between the two of you that I don't think anyone else would ever get.
Yeah. Unless they qualify for the worst fucking situation.
Right.
It's like, get in here.
It's like it's a club no one wants to be part of.
Completely.
All right. So today we were doing themes still. So this episode is unsolved murders. It's so funny because we were really afraid in this episode that we picked the same murder.
Yes.
And that was a fear of mine. It's been a fear of mine for so long, and it's just never happened. And I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I don't know how that's possible.
Because people kill people all the time.
Because there's so many of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And horrible.
You're right.
That's like people in the earlier days being like, well, how long can you do that? I'm like, I've got some terrible news for you, sir, usually.
Right. Oh, God. We want to run out of stories, please.
Yeah.
We'd love that.
Well, also, since 2016, we definitely had to shift away from the constant.
Yeah.
Where it's like true crime as a trend was peaking at that time because we were coming out of some really golden years where a lot of people had the privilege of being able to entertain that kind of thing. And as our realities have changed so severely and things have gotten so intense, it's not the same valve for some people anymore.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing the unsolved murder of the Black Dahlia for my case.
Amazing. On this one, I'm doing Elisa Lam, I believe.
I know.
So this might be your origin episode.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm just trying to get back to that.
Yeah, unsolved cases. I want to know so bad. Let's start with the one that everyone wants to know.
God.
The Black Dahlia.
The Black Dahlia.
Okay, so let's get into it. I mentioned it in the episode, but my source for this was a blog called derangedlacrimes.com. It's written by Joan Renner, a writer, lecturer, and social historian with an expertise in historic Los Angeles crime.
Nice source.
I know, right?
Yeah, you were actually doing it. This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye.
Some flavors will always make you smile.
And with Kachava's new cinnamon French toast flavor, you can enjoy the taste of your favorite childhood breakfast without the sugar crash.
Kachava is an all-in-one nutrition shake that comes in so many delicious flavors, including the brand new cinnamon French toast.
It's made with real cinnamon bark for the richest, deepest, most authentic flavor.
And just 2 scoops provide complete nutrition your body craves with protein, fiber, greens, and so much more.
Kachava provides clean nutrition to fuel wherever your day takes you. No fillers, no nonsense. Okay, the Exactly Right Media office has all become obsessed with Kachava because they keep sending us these amazing boxes of all the flavors, and everyone kind of fights over it now. So we got this new flavor in, and I mean, there was like a line to try it. It's pretty great.
We're real believers in the whole Kachava line, so treat yourself to a childhood favorite.
Go to Kachava.com and use code MFM for 15% off your first order.
That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code MFM. Go to Kachava.com and use code MFM for 15% off your first order.
Goodbye.
Bye. There's always a point in the day when your feet decide they've had enough.
Especially if you've been running errands, traveling, or my favorite, just standing around.
And that's where Reef comes in.
Reef has been known for comfort since the 1980s. While many people think of their sandals first, they now make comfortable everyday shoes as well.
Like women's Neptune, a lightweight, everyday slip-on shoe with a crush-back heel so you can wear it traditionally or step on the heel and wear it like a slide.
It's lightweight and breathable, which makes a noticeable difference if you're on your feet for long stretches.
You know, we got some of these shoes.
I know, they're so cute.
They're super cute, but they are really lightweight. You don't think about that. Sometimes when I'm wearing like those heavy running shoes, they weigh your feet down. And these Reef ones are like super kicky and comfortable.
Check out the Neptune on reef.com. That's REEF, and redeem 15% off your first purchase.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. Well, what's your real one if that was your fake one?
Okay. So then I changed it to a kind of one that everyone knows and loves. But this is going to be my favorite and like, I think the most realistic answer too.
Okay. Your favorite unsolved murder.
My favorite unsolved murder is the Black Dahlia.
Yes.
Is that
yours?
yours?
My God. She was in my top 3.
Was she?
Yeah.
What was the other one that you didn't do?
Well, John Bonet, but I knew we'd already
right.
discussed her at length. John Bonet's the one that I want to know the answer the most.
Yeah.
And then the Black Dahlia second.
Okay. So, all right. So everyone knows the story of Elizabeth Short. Where am I? Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia. She was found in a vacant lot in Los Angeles, 39th and Norton, if anyone is in LA and wants to go find it. I think there's a house or a school there now. She was naked, cut in half. She was severely mutilated, posed in the grass. She had no blood left on her. And, of course, the detective said it looked like a medical man. They said that, or a man with vast medical knowledge had mutilated her. And so, okay, recently I watched the James Ellroy documentary about, it's called Feast of Death. It's basically a bunch of men sitting around a table eating dinner, talking about murder and death, all men, because why would a woman know anything?
Well, if there's no women, they can really be themselves.
Right. Okay, so I found that psychologist Alicia Levere was a Herald Express writer, and she did a series of columns profiling the whole case. And she identified the person as a possible older woman who had either committed the crime or inspired the person who killed her. And all these reasons, it was like a psychological profile of why it could be a woman.
Is that person you were talking about that wrote those columns from back then or now?
It was from back then.
Okay.
And then John E. Douglas, he retired. There's a thing called the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit, which I'll intern. You don't have to pay me.
Yes.
Where
they're sitting there going, it's a single man between 30 and 35.
Hates his mom.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Love it.
Love it. He probably works at this job or that job.
Yeah.
Awesome. So he created a profile that kind of backed up her theory that it could have been an older woman who would have done this or inspired it. Okay. And then finally, researcher Larry Harnish had a theory and he had written an article in the LA Times on the 50th anniversary, and he uncovered a connection between the dump site on 39th and Norton Street and one of the suspects, who's now a suspect. And I think this is what James Ellroy's thing was about, that there was a 67-year-old doctor. Have you heard this theory before?
I think, well, tell me about it.
And you love it. 67-year-old doctor named Walter Alonzo Bailey. He used to live, and his estranged wife currently lived 1 block away from the dump site.
Whoa.
Okay, that's interesting. What's more interesting is that Bailey's adopted daughter, was friends with Elizabeth Short's. Why do I keep wanting to say Elizabeth Smart?
Because Elizabeth Smart's that girl that got kidnapped.
Yeah. Elizabeth Short's sister. So Bailey's 7-year-old doctor's daughter. They were so close that the daughter was a witness in Elizabeth Short's wedding. So that's pretty. But there's no evidence that they ever met. But you're kind of they had to know of each other. Yeah. Okay, so he was estranged from his wife, who lived a block away. He left his wife for a mistress named Alexandria Parteka, who was also a doctor. And after Bailey's death in 1948, again, the murder took place in 1947. It came out that he left this mistress all his money, and the estranged wife said it was because he had, quote, terrible secrets that could have ruined him.
Oh.
And people are guessing that maybe he gave secret abortions, which were illegal at the time. And there was another theory a long time ago that a doctor who gave abortions had accidentally killed Elizabeth Short, perhaps. And that's where the murder that's why he had to get rid of her body and not report it, is that he was giving abortions, which were illegal. But there's no evidence to support that she was ever pregnant. So we don't know that for sure. But we do know that Elizabeth Short used to tell men, maybe for sympathy, that she had a son who had died. And it turns out that Bailey did have a son who had died, and he died years earlier, but it was January 13th, and her body was found on the 15th.
Oh.
So, I mean, pure speculation, clearly, but she's pleading with him to help her with whatever it is. This person that her sister knows, her sister doesn't live in town. She doesn't have anyone else who lives in town, goes to the doctor of her sister's friend, or father of her sister's friend. And then if it was a woman, then maybe she got jealous and killed this girl, killed Elizabeth Short. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And so So he was 67. When he died, they found a degenerative brain disease he had. And it was known to produce violent behavior in otherwise passive individuals. And then one of the things was like, well, how would he have moved her body? Well, the body was fucking sliced in half.
Yes.
Maybe the body was sliced in half for an older man or a woman to be able to move.
To carry one piece at a time.
Yeah. Why was she drained of blood? Who knows? So, I mean, there's little pieces of it that I really, really love. You should. Feast of Death is on. I think it's on Amazon. It's definitely on YouTube. It's a little, fucking James Ellroy is like.
He's a bit of a drama queen.
Yeah, he's too dramatic for his own good.
Well, he has his thing with his own mother, which is amazing. Like, it's amazing he can talk about it.
Totally.
But then it does add this. He's very intense.
It's very intense.
So you kind of like, it's already an intense
seriously.
subject. Yeah.
So his mom got kidnapped, and did they find her body or did they never find her?
I think they did find it.
Oh, she was on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Straight murdered.
Yeah.
And they think, who knows, the murderer was never found.
Yeah.
So he's clearly, and he was a little kid when this happened. He's psychologically fucked up from it. I've read a lot of his books up into a point where they like got too silly.
Right.
Where like the vernacular was just too like beat poet.
Yes.
But before that, I fucking loved his books and I read all of them. They're great.
Yeah.
But this is a good program to watch by yourself at night.
I remember watching something, and this is bad to bring up, especially for our research heads, but there was something I was reading, and it was the theory, and maybe this was a dramatized version, but it was like the theory that they took her to a place to murder her and torture her because clearly she was tortured.
Mm-hmm.
What I read when I was looking to see if I was going to do the Black Dahlia, one of the things I read really quickly was that she died from an injury to the head, but also those cuts on her face because she had a smile cut into her face,
ear to ear,
and the bleeding out, blood loss from those cuts
could kill you.
Yeah, so
Wow.
she just because it was so much bleeding.
Wow.
So she was somewhere for an extended period of time, just bleeding and being tortured.
Yeah, because head injuries bleed a lot.
Yeah, I think so. But also like, cutting into your cheeks.
Right.
And, I mean, that thing. And also just to find that. When I remember very first reading that story, and it's that picture of her upper body in the, in the grass.
The angles of those are so disturbing.
It's so disturbing. And to think, because wasn't it a mother and a child?
Yeah, it was a mom, I think, with a stroller.
Walking up on that thing.
Yep. And they thought it was a mannequin.
Yeah.
And like, there's a photo of the scene with her body covered with, just her body covered with a blanket. And it's like so obvious that the bottom part of her body is too long to be part. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like something isn't right with the length of her body. And it's because her fucking torso, her lower body is like, and did you see, I'd never seen really the cut really well until today.
Yeah.
It's pretty exact.
Yes. Yeah. And I wonder if like cops today would immediately assume it was like a doctor or medical man that did it because I guess these days people can do much more and not have any training.
Well, you have to think of like, a butcher could do that. Like a barber could probably cut like that with a straight razor pretty well. Like I think there's a lot of professions that could do that, not necessarily, but could they bleed someone that well?
Right.
Well, a butcher could.
A butcher could.
Can I tell you that one of my grandfathers was a butcher in LA and one of my grandfathers was a barber in LA. So it's probably one of them during that time.
And there's a guy that thinks his father did it.
Yeah, that guy. And so that's the thing is that James Ellroy backed his story too and now isn't, which, that house is just down the street from here.
Really?
So this guy found, photographs in his like evil fucked up father's possessions after he died, and one of them was a photo of what he thought was the Black Dahlia. If you look at it, it's clearly not.
Oh.
It's not her. I mean, but there's similarities. And then this house that he had lived in then, which is in Los Feliz, there's a gorgeous Art Deco house. It's incredible. Had a secret room where this father guy would actually give abortions.
Oh.
And he had like hired someone to bring cadaver dogs in when he was like investigating it, and they honed in on that area, but this guy's a little full of shit. I think he thinks his dad is also the Zodiac killer. And like, he's since gone on to be so incredible. But however, the father did rape his daughter, as did he like let other people do it. She took him to court and he got exonerated. So he's a piece of shit either way. This guy isn't wrong about his dad being terrible.
Well, and it's probably very easy for him to see and connect dots to things when it's like, and it would probably be very vindicating to be like, he didn't just screw up our family. He's what everyone fears.
Yeah.
He's
what I
this
thought
monster.
everyone, he's a monster. But
also, I think that's the whole story is fascinating because everybody talks about like, oh, come to Hollywood, take the bus from Iowa and find your dreams. And it's that seedy underside, this very real, like, and here's the other thing that happens. Women are exploited constantly. And you get into a system of being beautiful and hoping that men, you're appealing to men and then men will give you money and all these things that that the culture kind of, encourages or supports. But then if you get into that, you're the one that gets punished for it.
And maybe you deserve to die. And she wasn't a prostitute, which is what they said in the beginning. She absolutely wasn't.
Right.
But she did go out with a lot of men because she would go out with them to eat because she didn't have enough money for dinner. Like that's what it's like when you come to LA to be an actress, really. So that's not prostitution, but it's almost like, it's the thing of like, do you live the kind of lifestyle that would put you at risk? And that's one of them. And if you do, then it's your own fault for eventually happening upon someone. I also didn't know that her luggage had been checked at the Biltmore Hotel.
Oh, really?
And she's missing for 5 days. Like the last trace of her that anyone can confirm is on January 9th. And her body isn't discovered until the 15th. Ugh. So her getting kidnapped would make sense.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. That's my favorite
classic.
Unsolved Murder.
Unsolved Murder. And isn't there a movie with Josh Hartnett and like ScarJo?
It's based on James Ellroy's book, The Black Dahlia, which is a really good book. The movie was stupid, but I liked the book a lot.
Yeah.
So go read that.
And we're back. Do we have good news? Are there any case updates about the most frustrating cold case?
What if I was like, yes, and like, didn't you hear, Karen? And like, yes.
Oh, no, I don't pay attention to that stuff.
It was Paul Newman. Everyone... You didn't get the Google alert that the Black Dahlia was solved?
He has been distracting everybody with salad dressing.
And charity.
And his own death for so long.
So yeah, no major, obviously, case updates. This case is now 77 years old. It remains open. And the FBI says, given how much time has passed, Elizabeth Short's murder will probably never be solved. And also the Los Feliz mansion that I mentioned in the episode, also known as the John Soden House, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright's son, Lloyd Wright, and where some people suspect Elizabeth Short might have been killed, was last sold in 2022 for around $6 million, which was down the street from where we were recording at the time.
That's right. It was like around the corner.
It was, on Franklin right there.
And also, that's the same house that we went to when we did a live episode that was for
the TV show about this kind of about this case and the doctor who lived there.
The people that they suspected, kind of. Chris Pine was in it. It was really exciting to do. It was like one of our first big integrations.
Yeah.
And it was
getting to go to that house, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
We were at that party. You, me, and Lizzie went to that party, right? And I think it was just the three of us.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of skulking around.
We were so uncomfortable.
Because there was a full cast of this TV series was there. And a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And then there was a woman who was from TNT, and she was very high up. And she was talking to us and being like, we really liked working with you. We'd love to do more stuff. She was telling me about stuff. And the whole time she was talking to me, there was like a juggler guy who was, no joke, directly next to my face, trying to get me to like interact with him.
Oh my God.
And I just pretend like it wasn't there because I'm like, this lady, it sounds like
important.
She wants to do more of this with us.
Yeah.
Like this would be the coolest thing ever. but he wouldn't stop.
He is trying to harsh your mellow so fucking hard.
It was one of the weirdest things where it was like a mime thing, but I just wouldn't acknowledge that he was there.
You no-sold the juggler mime.
And I think I freaked the lady out who was talking to me because she's like, oh, she just will not acknowledge this person.
Oh, that's just what happens at parties. Like, why does it happen?
And again, making this decision of like, I'm just going to act like he's not there. That'll work.
Right.
Like,
you could have pushed him in the pool or like taken some other step.
I could have said, sir, this is an important business conversation.
Well, you think he would have gotten that, but no.
After fucking 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But he just dug in. It was wild.
Is he listening? What if he's listening?
If you're listening,
juggler mime,
I love you.
Mary Karen.
You really made a moment in my life where I was just like, what a strange position to be in right now.
And we never heard from her again.
We truly did not. They were like, thanks for nothing.
Oops.
Bye.
All right, so now it's your turn to do your unsolved case. This is the death of Elisa Lam in 2013.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye.
There's always a point in the day when your feet decide they've had enough.
Especially if you've been running errands, traveling, or my favorite, just standing around.
And that's where Reef comes in.
Reef has been known for comfort since the 1980s. While many people think of their sandals first, they now make comfortable everyday shoes as well.
Like women's Neptune, a lightweight, everyday slip-on shoe with a crush-back heel so you can wear it traditionally or step on the heel and wear it like a slide.
It's lightweight and breathable, which makes a noticeable difference if you're on your feet for long stretches.
You know, we got some of these shoes.
I know, they're so cute.
They're super cute, but they are really lightweight. You don't think about that. Sometimes when I'm wearing like this heavy running shoes, they weigh your feet down. And these Reef ones are like super kicky and comfortable.
Check out the Neptune on reef.com. That's REEF and redeem 15% off your first purchase.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Buying clothes is easy. That's why everyone's always doing it.
But finding clothes you actually want to wear is the hard part.
Get all your favorite elevated essentials at Quince.
Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored and built to last. And it's not just apparel. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel-quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture.
They work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup.
It's so true that they have wonderful items that aren't just clothes. I have like 3 of their 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. I've bought throws from there. I've bought bedding from there. And it is just as great quality as their clothes and super affordable.
Upgrade your everyday.
Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/MFM. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada and the UK too.
QUINCE.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
So Karen,
Hi.
I have a question.
Well, mine takes place in Los Angeles.
I'm going to settle in, get me cozy for a story.
I went on a real roller coaster ride with this one because there's, of course, when you look at anything, you know, like I knew what I had known about it, but I swear to God, the second you go onto Reddit,
Reddit,
there's just a world of people who have already done so much research
I love you guys.
Who are obsessed.
Yeah. I forgot to credit where I got a lot of this info.
Oh, yeah,
from.
you go ahead.
Can I do it real quick?
Yeah.
DerangedLAcrimes.com, which is like, that's the best fucking.
DerangedLAcrimes.com.
Made me think of that because of Reddit, which is like deranged, and I love it.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, that's a good website to go to for stuff like that.
It seems like it's a fun like blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I had my assumptions and I was kind of writing what I thought was going on. And then a link led me to Reddit. And then it's just all these people are like, I already looked at that and and it's just theory.
And here's
theory,
why
theory.
it couldn't be this. And here's,
It's fascinating.
That's so good.
This is the story of Elisa Lam. And she is the one who, she is the 21-year-old Canadian student who took a trip to, she called it her West Coast tour. She had been in San Diego. She was stopping over in LA before she was going up north. And she checked in at the Cecil Hotel, which is a hotel downtown near Skid Row that used to be fancy. So she checks into the Cecil Hotel, and so she's traveling by herself, and so she checked in with her family every day. And so the last day that the day she disappeared, basically, she had gone to the last bookstore and had a conversation with somebody there talking about books she was bringing home, hoping they could fit in her suitcase. So basically when the cops talked to that person, it was like no one thought that she wanted to commit suicide, or it wasn't anything like that. And she was supposed to check out on February 1st. And she never did. And so, her family calls LAPD on February 1st and says, we haven't heard from her in days. There's something very wrong. You have to check this out. So they start looking into it, and they, on February 6th, they have a press conference where they say, if you've seen this person, and they basically show pictures, and they say, if you've seen this person, let us know, she's missing. And then, on February 14th, they end up releasing this now very famous footage of her in the elevator at the Cecil Hotel. Now, this is what I remember because I saw this real time, and this footage was on the news. I think the sound was down, and there's nothing creepier.
There's no sound? Oh, because you were just watching it.
I was watching the news, but there is no sound anyway because it's like closed circuit.
I see. So you look up and this thing is happening.
And this is on, and it's like, have you seen this girl? And this is the last known footage of her.
Oh my God.
And she is in this elevator, and she looks like it's halfway somewhere between her playing hide and seek with somebody and her running from somebody, because she gets in the elevator, she presses all the buttons, she puts her back up against the wall, then she peeks out, then she jumps out, then she does a little thing, then she comes back in.
It's playful, and it's not, go on.
Yeah. It's just hard to, when it's presented on the news, it's freaky because it looks like someone's chasing her and she's trying to get the elevator to go.
Totally. It's chilling. And then it already looks like a Japanese horror movie without the rest of the story.
Exactly. We've seen this movie before.
Yes. Dark Waters.
So then, yes, exactly. So then, 5 days later, after they released that footage, they had been the people working in the Cecil Hotel had been getting complaints from everybody that was staying there.
This is the most
that the water smelled weird and had a weird color, and that the water pressure was really low. So a maintenance worker goes up onto the roof and checks the water cisterns that are on the roof, and Eliza Lamb's dead body is floating in one of the cisterns.
Elisa.
What? Sorry,
Elisa.
Elisa. Is that, yeah.
Isn't it Elise or Elisa?
Elisa.
Okay.
Did I say Eliza?
I did. You
it's
did, but
Elisa,
I said Elizabeth Smart. So clearly we're going to get yelled at by fucking so many people.
We mean well. It's Elisa Lamb. Okay. So it turns out, as the cops are trying to put this story together, one of the first things that they learned was she was bipolar, and she was on like 4 different medications for her bipolar. So, the tape from the elevator immediately puts into everybody's mind, she's being chased, she's being pursued, she's scared, she's freaking out because it's so weird. Well, then you find out that she's bipolar and she's on this medicine. And the day that she disappeared, she had been staying in a youth hostel style shared room, and she got moved out of that room and into her own room because the other women staying in that room with her were complaining of her odd behavior.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. So she got moved into a private room because of odd behavior. So there was a theory that she stopped taking some of her medication, but she kept taking others, and she was taking Sudafed. And that combination, like there's some antidepressants or mood stabilizers. If you mess around with the levels and add in like Sudafed, you can have a psychotic break. So there's people who think that is what happened. She basically was having a psychotic break, was seeing, because you can have auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, and she basically got herself up onto the roof, having all that happen. In a manic episode, you have all this energy, you don't stop moving, and it would make sense if she was messing around the elevator. So that's one very strong theory. On Reddit, there's a person who absolutely is like, this case is closed.
Yeah.
Because the coroner said that the death was drowning with this special circumstance of bipolar, like being the reason.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the way she's acting in that elevator, you can only see one angle, which is inside the elevator and a little bit of the hallway. But when she turns, one time she jumps out, and this is like 2 minutes or more, it looks like she's talking to somebody up the hallway. Yeah. And she's not in the lobby. Sorry, I'm dying of consumption. She's actually on the 14th floor of this hotel. Now, as we all know, the 14th floor is the 13th floor.
Oh, Jesus.
They just change it.
Yeah.
And the Cecil Hotel also is a hotel that over the years has had so many jumper suicides that they stopped counting. Over 100
Jesus.
people have jumped off of the Cecil Hotel. The 14th floor is also the top floor. So it's basically a 13th floor hotel.
Holy
and
shit.
it's the hotel where Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed in the middle of his in killing spree in between San Francisco and LA. He stayed there for a little while.
So it's a nice little cozy little family hotel.
And there was another serial killer who was Austrian who stayed there for a little while in the 90s. So yeah, there's bad vibes and bad juju. And also, so they were saying, there were theories that she had to be with somebody because there was a lock. There was no access to the roof, and it was alarmed. So people would have known if she had gone up there.
Right.
But then there's footage, and this is why I love Reddit, because it's like so thoroughly researched.
Yeah.
There's a Chinese tourist who posted footage where he walks from the 14th floor up to the roof, up to the cisterns, and there's no alarm, there's no lock, there's no anything.
I feel like that had to be for the hotel to not be liable. They said that.
Exactly right. Yeah, because the parents were suing the hotel.
Totally.
But the weird thing is, I mean, like, so there's lots of people on Reddit who are saying, like that they had manic episodes. And when you're there, you get these ideas in your head and you have a lot of, you have a lot of energy and strength, and you don't think, obviously it's mania. So it made a lot of sense to them that she would like suddenly see those cisterns and be like, I'm going to get in there and swim around, or whatever idea that she may have had.
Plus, I think just because there's something as alarmed doesn't mean that whoever turns off the alarm or notices it is going to then go check and make sure everything's okay. Like those are, in a fucking shitty hotel where it's probably understaffed, the alarm goes off, person in the lobby does the thing to turn it off, and that's it.
Right. But more likely, that's where, because they were saying that's where a lot of people went, like employees went up to smoke, that there was no alarm in the first place.
I bet even if there was a prop opening the door, like holding the door open for people who smoked.
Sure. The other thing is, when you see these cisterns, it's not like how I first imagined it, which is like one of those big wooden ones you see in New York on roofs. It's 4 metal, like 10-foot tall containers that are like, they almost look like, they look like something from the war or whatever, where they almost look like big bullets.
Yeah.
So the idea that you would look at that and be like, I'm going to get into that, there's water in there. Like, that's weird to me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't look at it and be like, I'm going to go swimming. It just looks like it's a bunch of tanks. You wouldn't know what was in there.
Yeah.
Unless you had knowledge of that somehow.
One thing I thought was interesting that I found on Reddit was that in the video, she's wearing someone's shorts. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where someone was like, that looks like she's wearing a skirt, but they're clearly like board shorts or like cargo shorts. And they clearly weren't hers or what the kind of clothes she wore, because she was like a fashion blogger and really into fashion.
Oh.
And did they find her clothes outside of the tank?
No, but she was naked in the tank, but everything that was in there was with her in the tank.
So I guess, I mean, who knows? That could have been explained. Maybe she stole them from the hostel she was at. But the shorts that she has on in the video are guy's shorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe she met someone staying at the hotel also, and fuck.
I know.
And there's definitely no drugs in her system, right?
No drugs in her system. And and all the things that would explain that, like alcohol, drugs. She went to a bar that night, but all the things that all the theories of people saying maybe someone drugged her, that's why she was acting so weird. It doesn't, they're not in her system.
Yeah, they would have clearly done tests for that.
And here's the really irritating part. They took a rape kit, but they never processed it.
What?
Because they just figured, what's the point since we know she did it, basically.
Fuck.
So we kind of never know. It's a little bit the perfect murder in that way, if that's what happened, because she's in the water. There will be no evidence on her body. And
can they tell exactly how long she was in there? Was she in there from the night of the video until they found her?
She was in there for like 3 weeks.
So you probably can't find a ton of evidence after a body's been in the water that long.
No.
There was some tuberculosis drug. Did you see that? What is it that is the same as her initials?
It's called the Lamb ELISA test.
Right. Elisa.
ELISA. It's an S, not a Z. That there was an outbreak of tuberculosis on Skid Row.
Yeah.
That's just a weird coincidence.
It's just like the weirdest coincidence I've ever heard of in my life. That there was a test or something called the Lamb ELISA.
Yeah.
Test.
It's just her name.
It's her fucking name.
Yeah.
What in the fuck is this world?
There's a couple of other alleyways that I'm not going to go down now because I don't know them well enough.
Yeah.
But all you have to do is go onto Reddit or go onto YouTube.
Yeah.
And people have like talked through all of them.
Yeah.
That are like, there's about like invisible cloaking and like all this different stuff. Just theories.
I watched the video with my face so close to the screen to like try to see any abnormalities or anything weird.
Well, but here's what is interesting. That the numbers on the tape, whatever that's called, the time code on the tape is distorted. And they don't know if the cops distorted it or the hotel distorted it. But there is a full minute missing in the tape.
What the
people
fuck?
have studied the time, the like messed up time code enough to see when it clicks over to another minute, but like whatever. So the tape itself is really, really weird.
You know what? Another thing about the tape being weird that I thought was really interesting was that she's pressing all the buttons and the elevator never leaves or closes the door.
Because she's pressing the elevator hold button.
Oh, she is.
Which people have gone there and tested it. It will hold it open for 2 minutes.
Oh.
So she's on 14. So she presses 14, 10, 7, 4 or whatever. She goes right down the center and elevator hold.
Oh.
So you can't figure out if she's playing a game, if she's trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. There are some people say that's what you're supposed to do if you're afraid somebody's following you.
Oh, because then they won't know what floor you get off on.
They don't know what floor you're on, and it'll open every time, so you'll have every chance of seeing somebody else.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
And the other thing is they slowed the tape down when they released it to the public. It's actually 125% slower than it should have been. So when you speed it up, I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks creepier when she does like the hand movements and stuff.
Totally.
And they don't know if it's just to get people's attention or to make it look weirder than it is or what.
Or maybe like if there's some splicing in it, you wouldn't notice it as much if it were slower.
Exactly. If there's a minute missing, then you wouldn't notice it.
Right. Does it like, okay, do you think that she looks scared or that she's playing a game? Like in your heart of hearts?
Well, I also read, my initial reaction was fear, only because she does that thing where she puts her back up against the wall.
Yeah.
But then there's a website that's like based on body language.
Oh, yeah.
Breaks down where she's very calm. Her body is relaxed and everything she's doing is playful and relaxed. Yeah. And it looks like there's a lot of flirting body language within the movements.
Or that she's playing with a kid, like almost like, to me, it was like she's playing with a little kid.
Yeah.
And trying to amuse a child.
It's very childlike. Although there is one part where they specifically say this is like flirting. This is definitely a flirting movement of like she puts her hands up but then she like reveals her armpits. And it's like a whole thing that's it's like sexual preening is what they call it.
Well,
so and she's looking up the hallway. So it's exactly where you can't see the person.
Is she looking where the door to the water tower is? Or is she looking the other way? I wonder.
I don't know. That would be good to like go and stand there and look. But I think in the Chinese guys, I mean, it literally is all in Chinese. I have no idea what he's actually saying. But when he does it, he just walks you out the elevator and up. So it looks like there's you have to walk up more stairs to get up to that
floor
exit
that the elevator doesn't go up to.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not like right there.
I mean, those places are never locked and they never have fucking alarms.
To me, I think ultimately there is a good theory with the messed up videotape is so overt and it's so weird. And like, why is it edited? Why is it slowed down? What's happening? Why can't we see what's in that other minute?
Yeah.
They tacked on just the elevator opening and closing at the end to nothing. So they left on footage that no one needs at all, but then they took out a minute in the middle. That doesn't make sense.
Do you think that's one of those things that they do where it's like they take something out that only the person involved would know in case there's ever any person comes forward with information and it can be like, well, I mean, maybe she threw something or maybe she she did an extra thing that only the person she was doing it to or with would know.
Maybe. But then why not just use 15 seconds? Like why?
Yeah.
It's being sold or presented as if it's continuous. And that's what's weird.
Oh, right. Like the thing is going to happen.
Yes.
Like
and to me, it adds up to, or to me, it points a finger. I believe it could have been a manic episode where she just found herself up there. And that's definitely possible, but it doesn't seem that probable. To me, it seems probable that there's another person involved and that person works at the hotel.
Totally.
So he doesn't have to be around her at any point during the day, but he sees her at that one point in night and does something and then puts her body where no one would find it.
Okay. So, yeah.
Possibly.
I get it.
But
or lures her in there. Was she able to get out on her own when she got in there? Maybe he lured her in there and then she couldn't get out. So she did drown, technically, but it's foul play.
Well, but it's like, he would already be in it, you mean?
No, or have been like, let's go swimming in here.
Oh, like it was his idea.
Yeah.
Yes, possibly. But then why would she throw all her stuff in there?
Oh, God.
Like, why wouldn't, if it's like a skinny dipping thing, just leave it.
So all of her shit was just in there.
In there with her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he threw it in after her, fucking closed the door and latered.
Could have been that. And also could have been, if it was her idea by herself to go in because she wanted to be in water. Once she's in there, it's hard to tread water with clothes on.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be extra clear, because I did not state this explicitly in the episode, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled Elisa Lam's death an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder being a significant contributing factor. And then in 2021, Netflix had that 4-part series, Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, and that brought more attention to that case. So very important kind of clarity where it's like, in retrospect, being salacious about essentially a mental health issue where no one helped and no one could help in that moment. And that's an important factor, is that ultimately at the end of the day, this is a story about a young woman who is having a mental health crisis. And so in retrospect, in any way being salacious about that feels really bad. And that is the kind of, 2020 vision that we get to look back on. Although I do think in talking about this case, it kind of opened the door for us to start talking about the importance of taking care of your mental health and the importance of not feeling shame about being on medication.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny, the thing you were talking about earlier about how open we are about therapy and how not a big deal it is, I feel the same way about medication. So it's like, it's so funny that it became a big part of this podcast is how open you are about mental health. And it's like, no, we're from LA.
Yeah.
I've been going to therapy since I was 10. I'm Jewish, which is like, you have to be in therapy and on medication.
Yeah.
There's no vulnerability for me with
No, what
any
you're
of
saying
it.
is you're a visionary. Is really what it is.
I'm pro big pharma.
Well, also, it is a strange thing, the way that therapy has come into the culture in a way that's obviously just acceptable.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh my God.
I mean,
What are we doing? Why are we pretending that we don't need it?
why is anyone pretending that this isn't the hardest life you've ever lived? Like,
Seriously.
come on. For all of us in context, it's pretty hard.
It doesn't matter if you didn't have, a fucked up childhood or you did, things didn't happen to you. Everyone is traumatized by this
Yes.
world.
That's right.
Post-industrial revolution, it's been a mess.
I will say this. Since I was, and I believe I was 8 years old, but I could have been 9 or 10, and I was standing on the street corner in Petaluma wearing a T-shirt that said Super Kid on the front of it in the Superman logo because that movie had come out. And two, in my mind, teenage girls who were like smoking and drinking, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that they were 12 or 13,
Right.
looked at me and went, the one girl goes, Super Kid. And then they crossed the street.
Devastating.
That alone has haunted me. There are difficulties that I've had to face.
Yeah.
It's in context. It doesn't compare. You take anyone else's life and you go, Karen, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you should. But in the context of my life,
Devastating.
I shudder when I'm on that street corner and I am in my mid-50s.
Oh, man.
And that's life. That's how life punches your brain.
Yeah, your brain accepts and rejects, and sometimes it's not the right thing, and it's got a little bit of a hiccup in there, and you got to fix it.
You got to try to not hold
Try
on.
to fix it. Yeah.
Don't hook in. Don't believe the story.
Yeah.
But I am a super kid.
You are a super kid, Karen. I believe in you.
Okay, so Elisa Lam, and we say this a lot, but this is one of those stories. It is not a mystery ultimately.
Yeah.
But I think about it all the time. Because what I think about is people being alone in this world with having to deal with stuff like that. Being alone downtown,
Yeah.
having to deal with anything at all. There's elements of this story that just stay with me and hurt my feelings
Yeah.
and make me it's
heartbreaking.
It's so heartbreaking. And it also is, a lot of people that like to comment on true crime commentary, when they talk about stuff like this, it's like, there's nothing that happened. She was just, they try to like oversimplify or whatever,
Right.
where it's like, right, nobody really knows what happened to a person in this horrible hotel that like so many horrible things have happened
Yeah.
inside of, and she is vulnerable. And you don't need a ghost or
Yeah.
ghost hunters or a person standing there with a knife, because mental illness is its own haunting, is its own threat.
Yeah.
And so a person that vulnerable watching the elevator video or whatever,
Yeah.
all the theories aside,
Yeah.
the
It's
pure
still
story of it is awful
just as awful.
and scary.
So we have a hometown story on this episode. It's from a listener named Lauren, and she wrote in about the boy in the box story, which is, famous. And I covered it in episode 362. And if you listen, there are updates on the case. So here's the hometown.
You want to go? You want me to go?
You go.
Okay. So, this girl's name is Lauren. We also told you guys we would stop saying our full names. I totally didn't even think about that. Sorry.
I did not think about that at all.
I'm like, doesn't everyone want to be fucking lauded and famous and shit?
For real.
Yeah. Just because we're famous doesn't mean everyone else is.
People are like, could I have a little bit of privacy?
Yeah. We talked about your stalker and then okay.
I like though that a lot of people have adjusted in it. They're signing it like just with their last initial, where it's
Oh
like,
my
oh, thank you.
God.
You're helping me.
Sorry, guys. We won't do that again.
Yeah, we won't.
So Lauren S., she says, the one that gets me is the boy in the box.
Oh, yes.
In 1957, a boy believed to be about 5 years old was found on the side of the road, wrapped in a blanket inside of a bassinet box, having been killed by blunt force trauma. Worst way to go. He was freshly bathed, fingernails clipped, and his hair was crudely cut. He had old medical related scars in addition to fresh bruising and signs of past trauma. He appeared to be malnourished. No one had ever come forward to claim him or with any plausible explanation of who he may have been. He is also known as America's unknown child. Fucked up, sad shit.
No, didn't you tell me? I thought we talked about it on here that they found DNA evidence to figure out who he was.
Did I do that when we were
It was
the
like
beginning?
It was at the beginning of the show update.
Right. So
and I just saw this one because I was looking up unsolved murders and he came up. There was illustrations of what he looked like when he was found in that box.
I mean, clearly he was either in a foster situation. It was in Chicago, right?
It was I thought it was Baltimore.
Okay.
Or Philadelphia.
Okay. Somewhere where you can get just lost in the system.
But also 2 different people found him and didn't report it before the final person did.
The fuck, you guys?
I think that like a hunter found it and then didn't say anything. And then the second person waited a full day.
Oh my God. The thing about him being found in a bassinet box is that makes me think either at a home for children or a foster, like crowded foster house, crowded foster, where they,
Yes, television. Hey, Karen and Georgia. First of all, I love your show. I love true crime. And I wish I had friends like you to talk about it with. Well, now you do. This is from Alex H. So this is a secondhand story. My mom told me recently she grew up in the Rochester, Spencerport, New York area, and she lived there when the 3 Alphabet murders happened. Just a little background info in case you weren't familiar. 3 young girls were raped and strangled in Rochester, New York, and they all had double initials, and their bodies were all left in towns that started with the same letter as their first and last names.
What?
The 3 girls are Carmen Colon, 10, disappeared November 16th, 1971. She was found 2 days later in Riga, New York, near Churchville, 12 miles from where she was last seen. Michelle Maenza, 11, disappeared November 26th, 1973. She was found 2 days later in Macedon, New York, 15 miles from Rochester. And Wanda Walkowitz, 11, disappeared April 2nd, 1973. She was found the next day at a rest area off of State Route 104 in Webster, New York, 7 miles from Rochester. These cases were also connected to another set of double initial murders in California. One of the victims there was also named Carmen Colon. I don't know much about these, in parentheses.
Same name?
Yeah. There were a few suspects over the years, including Kenneth Bianchi, who was ice cream vendor in Rochester and who later became one of the 2 Hillside Stranglers. Yes. Another suspect was Carmen Colon's uncle. My mom was in 3rd grade at Holy Redeemer Catholic School when the first murder in New York happened in 1971, and she was in the same class as the New York Carmen Colon's younger sister, Angela. And she had been at Carmen and Angela's house just a couple weeks before the murder for a birthday party. Even if you don't read this on the show, you should totally even if you don't read this on your show, you should totally talk about it on your show because it is some really freaky shit. You're exactly right, Alex. That is nuts.
Karen, go change your fucking name.
Karen Kilgariff would have been
later days. How many people changed their name in Rochester around that time? Do you think that had second double?
Little girls with a double letter.
Because that meant research.
That was like, what, do you work at a school?
Did he work at maybe he was like worked at a school, and the weird thing is the towns that he left them in.
Yes.
That's some fucking OCD shit.
It's weird. And it's, you know what? That is the kind I'm the most interested in, is that tricky, hooked in, like that 7 kind of stuff where there's theories and there's whole storylines going on that no one even understands or knows about.
Well, that's what you want the murders to have, because then it is so much more interesting than there's just some fucking creepy, gross dude doing this. Instead, it's like, okay, we just need to solve this. And it's a really smart person doing all these things. I mean, it sounds like an obsessive thing that maybe the person doing it doesn't even want to be doing it, but feels like a compulsion to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, you know how OCD people are. It's like you're setting things right by doing these things over and over again. You're like,
or you know how sometimes it turns out where it's like their sibling who died had the double letters. You know what I mean? There's some weird, they're acting out something else that had already happened.
Or their mom was abusive and had double letters, or Jesus.
Double letters.
Don't do it.
It's so random.
It's so random.
And and yet very specific.
I mean, what if it is? It sounds, I mean, if there was a serial killer, a now known serial killer living in that time, in that area at that time, I mean, it's probably him. Bianchi. Is it Bianchi?
I mean, that's a very strange thing that would happen there. Although they did like teenage girls and older.
Yeah, but maybe
these are little kids.
Separately, they did that. Maybe it was the other one's inclination.
Oh, right. It was Anthony Buono's preference to do the older ladies.
So he went along with it. But like, oh, guys,
this has been heavy.
We really want, you know what I want more than anything is not to have any more topics to cover on this podcast. Like, I just want this to turn into like start talking about like tea.
Let's never do that.
Because we run out of murder to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, they just stop murdering.
We're like, have you ever had Moroccan mint?
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's great to sip while crime rates go down.
So this one does have a case update. On November 30th, 2022, the Philadelphia Police Department announced that they determined the boy's identity using DNA evidence, and the boy in the box's name is Joseph Augustus Zarelli. And I do that whole story on episode 362, which is called A Generous Number of Apples for some reason.
Yeah, that's when we really got into the naming. The naming really found its stride.
It did.
And that's why we like to, on this Rewind episode, kind of review all the things that we said in this episode and then try to find the new modern day version of the title.
Right, not trying to use numbers, which just quickly went downhill.
I mean, ultimately, I'm right about puns. Ultimately, we all regret them.
Fair, but I do think it's just so funny that's like now part of My Favorite Murder universe is just people come and say, I've been listening since the pun days. I've been listening since the number pun days. Yep. And you're like, I know what you're talking about.
I've been listening since you set yourself up at the very beginning for a devastating fall.
Okay, so if we were to name it after something that was said during this episode, which is what we do nowadays, here are some options.
I literally remember this. So Alejandra picked these out for us. You can help people, you know, which is what the guy said when I came off the freeway driving home from Petaluma. The entire front end of the car fell off at the light. I can remember what's so funny about that story is that it literally is a little mini movie in my mind.
It's beautiful.
It was such a distinctive experience of like, I was getting help, but I also was a little bit in trouble.
You know what I'd love is for this guy to teach some life lessons to the juggler mime about how to treat people when they're going through something.
How about a little consideration where you and your miming isn't the only thing that's taking place at this party?
And like, you got to ask yourself, am I helping people right now?
Yes.
And I bet this guy would say, no, you're not.
You're not helping. And you know, you can help people.
You can help people. I do remember, because we were watching the People versus O.J. Simpson.
But we did call it The Simpsons.
We did call it The Simpsons, yeah. The Burbank Goodbye. Because remember, we talked about in this episode the Brentwood Hello, which is what Faye Resnick talked about. So what would the Burbank Goodbye be if we mentioned that? So Burbank Goodbye is pretty good.
That is a great one. Oh, real time, real feelings.
Definitely.
That's you and your feelings about your wedding.
Yeah, and Fix Your Pocket Square, which is, snot.
That's you setting out the rules of your relationship with your husband very early. This is about presentation. It's about photos. It's about squaring it all off.
That's right. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of Rewind. We hope you like them. If you do, please, rate, review, subscribe, whatever the fuck.
That's right. And we appreciate you walking down memory lane with us and letting us process 8.5 years worth of feelings.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it if you keep listening to it.
Yeah, you have to show up for it, though.
We'll juggle in your face with it.
We are not going to just stand here silently while you juggle. God damn.
Are we the jugglers or are they the jugglers?
What if that was supposed to be my second husband? And I just wouldn't turn my head. Oh, well. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
Hey everybody, here's the thing about other home security systems. They're all designed for after the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come. SimpliSafe is the first system designed for before, stopping a break-in before it even begins.
That's right. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, SimpliSafe is designed to help prevent the crime before it starts. Their cameras can detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents. Then SimpliSafe's agents assess the threat, intervene, speak through the camera to scare off the intruders, and call for 911 dispatch.
That's right, and SimpliSafe has been protecting your world for 20 years, everybody. So celebrate their anniversary and save 60% on your new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/stuff. That's 60% off, you guys, at simplisafe.com/stuff. Plus, when you order, write in our show name and the How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know that we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping, and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye.
There's always a point in the day when your feet decide they've had enough.
Luckily, there's Reef.
You may know Reef for their ridiculously comfortable sandals, but they aren't stopping there. The women's Neptune has everything you could ever want in a sneaker.
The Neptune is a lightweight, everyday slip-on shoe with a crush-back heel, so you can wear it traditionally or step on the heel and wear it like a slide.
Lightweight, breathable, and easy to wear, the Neptune is the everyday shoe your feet have been waiting for.
The Neptune makes me so freaking happy because my whole life I've been yelled at for crushing the heel of my foot. Because I want every shoe to be a slide, every shoe. And they actually make them that way. And it makes me so happy. Plus, they're super comfortable, they're light, and they're really cute.
So check out the Neptune on reef.com and redeem 15% off your first purchase.
Goodbye.